What's up, YouTube? Vengeful Sorrow here once again, and welcome back to another episode of Vengeful Sorrow Makes a Stupid Video. Alright, so what are we doing today? Well, if you were intuitive enough to read the title, you can see that I am doing an Olde English 800. Cool stuff. Alright, so how have you been? How have I been? I've been good. Thanks for asking. And actually, you know what? I could be sarcastic and say that, but y'all ask all the time in the comments, and you know, like I've said before, I just get busy and don't have time to go through all my comments. But appreciate y'all's support. I'm doing fine. I'm doing okay. How about that? I'm not doing fine. Fine is like up here. I'm okay, right? So today we're going to be drinking ourselves an Olde English 800, and it says Cold Wind Blue. Well, it's a little blue. It's not that blue. It's a little blue. And as I've stated before, I like to put these babies out for an hour. Just habit. I got home from work, I want to say about an hour ago. So it's about how long he's been sitting out. So let's crack this baby open. Have ourselves a wonderful evening. I wish these things had like little factoids under the cap. You know, like what is it, Snapple or some shit? They tell you little things like water is wet or some shit. I wish these things did too. That'd be neat. Cheers. Man, burps ain't coming. It's, you know, it probably is. It's probably all this foam at the top here. It's probably messing with my burpiness. So what have I been up to? Well, besides work, which I'll be honest, over the last 2 weeks has been heavy. Had a mad short on people, so I had to kind of fill in a lot of gaps. Right? Anyway, that's why I really haven't been uploading, is because I usually fall asleep when I get home from work. You know, I mean, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know, back in the day, I used to do that because I just worked so much. Right now I'm probably working 11 hours a day, 12 hours a day. And, you know, it's rough. Especially because, you know, the hours remain the same, but my age increases, you know. So doing that, you know, 3, 4, 5 years ago, you know, that's a difference. I've accumulated more injuries over the years, you know. You know, my knee buckles every once in a while, and you know, my back, I can't carry as much as I used to, for fear that, you know, it's gonna give out. And then, you know, I want to say for the last like 10 years or so, my neck doesn't have full range of motion. Oh man, I could probably make a whole video about injuries that I have, but hold on. Anyway, that one felt good coming out. You know what I've been up to? Because I'm too tired to upload videos when I get home from work. So you think, well, what am I doing? Am I playing video games? Am I fucking go exercising. You know, I was doing that for a couple weeks just to kind of find myself, I guess. I guess I found myself, you know. I found a piece of me. How about that? Anyway, no, not really. I have been bored out of my goddamn mind, and I say that in the fact that I keep myself entertained, but I just don't know what to do. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to spend my time doing, because I've got a lot of time, you know. So what I do typically is I'll put on YouTube videos. Oftentimes, like back in the day, I used to watch Netflix when it was when I had Family Guy on there, when they had Futurama on there. That's basically it. Mostly Futurama, because I had at one point, and you really need to get back up on it though. I had the whole Family Guy DVD set, you know, and I probably stopped at like 13 or 15 or whatever fucking teen. I stopped probably like 3 years ago getting them all because Family Guy was on Netflix for a while, right? And then Netflix dropped Family Guy because, Fox, didn't they get their own streaming thing or whatever, so you can't really get, Fox shows on there anymore. So, once Family Guy got took off of Netflix, I dropped it. Before that, though, I really liked watching Futurama. There's actually a subreddit on Reddit where it's Futurama sleepers, people who fall asleep to watching Futurama. I was in there, man. I was part of that group. I did that shit every freaking night for years. Okay, I won't say years, maybe a year, because there's a lot of seasons of Futurama, and I watched all of them. It was in a span of a little bit, and then I rewatched the show, and then I rewatched. It literally was all I was watching when I wasn't, doing anything else. When I was idling, like laying in bed waiting to sleep or some shit. And I love Futurama now. And I never touched Futurama until like 3 years ago, or whenever, 4 years, right before, like a year before they took it off the air. And I'd love to go get the collection box set, whatever fucking shit. I just don't really want to drop that money right now. But Family Guy, I need to get back on that shit, because, man, that was my show. The newer shit's gay as fuck, but, okay, I can't say that, and if I haven't watched the show in like 3 years. The most recent shit up to like 3 years ago was gay as fuck. But, it's still funny. I can still find a nugget. Maybe each season I find like 3 nuggets of real good comedic genius. And that's what really drives me to like the show. Anyway, so right now I be watching YouTube videos because I like to learn shit like I'll put on science videos, or I'll put on historical videos, or fucking math videos. I love that shit, I love learning while I'm not really even engaged, fucking I can put on like a number file video, and I'll just be laying here on my phone or some shit on Facebook, and I could be like, oh shit, I didn't know that, cool, kind of thing. Anyway, I'd be on Facebook a bit, I'd be on Reddit a bit, this is what I've been doing, and it's kind of weird, for some people my age. I got a fucking little book of crosswords, when you're at the grocery store and you're at the checkout lane, they're like $1 and some change or some shit, or $3 or some shit, whatever. And that's something about me. If I want something, I don't look at the price, I just buy it. I'm not rich, but I got okay money. Anyway, I fucking just be sitting there doing crosswords when I'm bored. I've got an app on my phone that I do crosswords on. it's just when there's nothing else to do, it's something to do. You know, some of the crosswords on my phone take 15 minutes to complete, and same with the book. So it's like if I do like 4 of those, that passes an hour. So I mean, that's really what I kind of need in my life right now, is for some time to pass, because of some things. Time heals all wounds and shit. Oh. I also so this is something y'all may or may not know about me, is I'm a very solitary person, very lonely, very, I don't say lonely, because if lonely means I crave attention, and I don't. Like, I get along with myself just fine. I can manage my own self. If I were stuck on a desert island and I never saw a person again, but I had like this steady stream of food and water, I'd be fine. Like, I don't need other people to live. But when you're going through troubles in your life, it is nice to have someone to talk to, and who better than family, So I'd be talking about my life problems, and just general things with my family out there beyond that door, and doing puzzles, actual puzzles, like with jigsaw puzzles with the pieces, watching Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. Those are some things that I kind of find joy in, and like I said, it's the weird. I might be the youngest old person in the world, right? I'm fucking 28 years old. I go to sleep no later than like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at the latest. All right. On my days off, I'm napping by 11. Like, I wake up at 4 every morning. Okay, that's another old people thing. I'm napping by 11 on my days off. If I'm not off, I'm at work, and then I'll be sleeping at, like I said, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I do crossword puzzles. I do actual puzzles. I get along with all the old people at work. This is so weird. All of the older people at work, we just click, and it's weird. But I think, I maybe I'm like reincarnated, and my brain has lived so long, so many multiple lives, that it's just the mind of an old person at this point, and I fucking just enjoy things that old people enjoy. But I don't know. I don't believe in that shit. But anyway, fucking, although it's a neat idea and I have entertained it, I don't know, man. I was thinking about this too. Fucking, fucking, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh man, I am so sorry. I lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me in like a minute, but oh yeah, another thing. You hear that click, 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 click that you've been hearing for the last 14 and a half minutes? If you listen carefully. It's like 5:30 right now. Alright? That's my dinner in the oven. It's gonna be done, I don't know, around 6 o'clock or so. The timer may go off in a few minutes. In fact, it will go off if I'm still filming. If I'm rambling on like a maniac. But that'll be to flip the thing. So it's not crucial if the timer goes off and I don't jump up and run out. You know, it's fine. So, anyway, what I'm trying to say is I'm bored out of my goddamn mind with shit and all this time that I have, but I don't really want to do anything. I don't have anything to do. And I'm just trying to find stuff to do. And it's, you know, I've got 100,000 ideas in my head. Like, I've got right here on my wall a fucking poster that lists all the guitar chords, you know, and I'm like, man, I could spend this time learning how to play a guitar. But then part of me is like, that's such an investment of time, I don't want to do that shit, you know? So it's like, I could do it. Maybe I should do it. But am I going to do it? Probably not. I'm going to be a little bitch and fucking lay in my bed, do crossword puzzles, watch fucking YouTube videos, and fall asleep at 8 o'clock at night. That's what I'm going to do, you know? That's because that's how I've done it for my whole adult life so far. I mean, I've been an adult for 10 goddamn years. I've been an adult for a decade. A decade. That is 10% of a century, okay? And I've done nothing with my life so far, right? So what the hell makes me think that I'm gonna change my ways? I you know, personally, like I was saying, I could survive without people. In that regard, I've resigned to the fact that I'm not going to be anything in life. But that doesn't mean my life is worthless. I've resolved that I don't need to change the world, you know. I can if I can be aware of the world, then that's enough for me. I'll be content with the fact that I know what's going on in the world. You know. It's not some Illuminati type bullshit, I promise. I'm not saying like, bro, fucking, did you know that the world is flat? Like, fucking, whoa, bro. No, not like that. I'm fucking talking about the history of the world, why we are what we are, what the future looks like, kind of thing. You know, or at least the future, you know, the past is like this, right? The past is a straight fucking line. The past happened already. The future's like, bloop, this. It can go anywhere, you know. But it's not going to go everywhere. It's going to go in one spot, just like the past did. You got to kind of, if you can put your mind to wherever that future is going, then you can do some shit, man. You can fucking make, if you know what's going to happen in the future, let's say you know that fucking potatoes are going to go out of style, then fucking take your stock out of goddamn french fries. You know? You can fucking predict the future, man. You could be rich. I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. I'm a little bit tipsy. Fair warning. Anyway, so I am talking like a fucking maniac right now. Let me tell you about the things that I have done besides fucking boring ass old people shit. You know, I told you, I think in the last video or two or however long ago, I played Dead Space because that was my favorite game ever. It's just perfect in my mind. Well, I'm fucking playing through Dead Space 2 right now because I played through Dead Space 1 and I rested on it a couple days after playing it, and I'm like, I still fucking crave that shit. But I don't really want to play through Dead Space 1 again. Because I just did. You know, that's something I do like once a year or some shit. Once every other year. Or a couple times a year or some shit. But I'm like, hold the fuck up. There is a Dead Space 2. So I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm playing Dead Space 2. Now, I haven't played that game in a while. It's been a long while. I don't remember jack shit. I got some memories, but I don't remember nothing. You know, like, fuck, man. The dead bodies lying on the floor, you know, when you walk close to them and they jump up like they're not actually dead. Fucking, I can name every single one of them in Dead Space 1. There's probably like 5 or 6 instances. Dead Space 2, I'm getting my shit fucking scared out of me, man. I'm fucking terrified. Because I don't know fucking nothing, man. I don't remember anything. You know, and I love it. I love it. Okay? Now, I played Dead Space 2 like, I want to say like 3 times in my life. 4 times, maybe. It never clicked like Dead Space 1 did to me. Dead Space 1's like masterpiece. Classic, okay? And, you know, I never felt that with Dead Space 2, even though a lot of people say it's superior. Now, a lot of people do say that Dead Space 1 is more classic, but a lot of people do say Dead Space 2 is superior. It's a toss-up. Mechanically, maybe. But Dead Space 1, the atmosphere is just tops for me. But then there's the Dead Space 3. Oh my gosh. I played that game once, I think. Maybe twice. I don't remember. But I know I played it once. I don't remember anything at all about the game. I might play it after this, you know? And in regards to what I was talking about earlier, I'm kind of a lost soul searching for shit, you know? Searching for myself. I have zero purpose right now. I fucking might make that my purpose. Like, even though it's such a short-term goal. Like, I could fucking boot up Dead Space 2 today, you know, and beat it, you know, today. Because it's a short game, right? And I'm already about halfway through it. And Dead Space 3, I don't think it's that much longer, right? So that's a short-term goal. I'm talking, that's a like less than a week type thing if I'm very conservative, right? I don't have any long-term goals right now. But, you know, if I can find some short-term goals to keep me going, I could be a pretty neat kind of guy. So, you might be watching me right now, thinking I'm the weirdest motherfucker on the planet. You're right. You know, I don't really aim for that, but I actually did for a while. I kind of, it's actually really, really funny. At work, one time, actually quite a bit. I've always said things for shock value. I say things to get a reaction out of people. Even if it's a laugh. I'm a fucking comedian at heart. And even if it's a laugh, even if it's for someone to turn their head, even if it's for someone to just feel an emotion, I strive for that, you know? Anyway, what I was trying to say was a while back, I think at work, you know, in particular, because that's really the only time I engage. Damn, that was a long-ass ring. The longer you set the timer, the longer it rings. That was a 45-minute timer. Fucking stupid-ass me forgot to preheat the oven. So I put this thing in the oven, and then preheated it. I literally opened the oven, stuck it in there, and said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I literally said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And I preheated the oven. I set my timer because my oven takes 6 minutes to preheat. I set my timer for 6 minutes longer, or 5 minutes longer. I usually do 40 minutes. It's flipping it. I'm baking chicken, so the chicken I do, I'll probably go out there in a minute or two and flip that shit. I'll chop it open. It's cooked, but I like my chicken crispy, baby. Anyway, so I like to say shit for shock value, right? I like to say shit for the fucking hell of saying it, right? Well, this dude, and at the time it was some 16-year-old kid, and I really got to get better about realizing people's ages, when I'm working with them, because I work with some 14-year-old people, some 15, a lot of 15s actually. Well, not as much now. Some 14, 15, a lot of 16-year-old people, and quite a bit of 17-year-old people, and then you hit the 18s. So it's a lot of people who are younger. And what did I say? I said something about like eating ass or some shit. It's some dude too, not even some girl. I say like, I don't know, the kid said something and I said something about eating ass. Like, I'll eat your ass or some shit. As a fucking joke, obviously, as a fucking joke, right? And this kid like literally made it into a competition of who could talk fucking dirtier. And that was fucking so weird, but I think I won. Fucking awesome, innit? Anyway, what was I gonna say? Fucking yeah, like even today, like right fucking like I'm talking like 6 hours ago or some shit. I fucking said to somebody, I said, blah, 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 whatever I said, right? And then they turned their head like so fucking surprised and shocked. So surprised and shocked. And I'm like, I'm just joking. I don't want to give out too many details because, liability and that shit. So, anyway. So, man, I love being a comedian. But, part of me, I'm just a fucking loser. And I've accepted that, and I'm not upset about it. I'm fucking happy, Okay, I'm not happy, but I'm happy. I can find joy in anything. I could be in prison. I could be in solitary confinement in prison for the rest of my life, and I would be happy. Because you know what I would do if I was in solitary confinement in prison for the rest of my life? I would probably be like, I wonder if I could count to 1 billion. And then I would start counting. And then I'd probably get to 1 billion in 5 years or some shit. But, I know how to manage myself, A lot of people don't know how to do that. And I'll tell you, in my experience, that. A lot of people, from what I've seen over the course of my life, don't know how to manage themselves, right? They don't know how to, okay, managing people is very difficult because you deal with different people, different emotional levels, different energy levels, a lot, right? And the same person over the course of 2 different days can have very different extremes. And I've learned that in many different cases. You could have people who are so happy one day and then so angry and pissed off and sad or some shit the next day. You know? So managing people is difficult, but I feel in order to be an effective manager of other people, you need to be an effective manager of yourself, right? You need to be able to if you see an issue with yourself, correct it. If you have a problem with yourself, correct it. If you have anything you want to change about yourself, correct it. You know, it could include traits. Like, let's say I really am a mean person to people, to actually put your mind towards talking nice to people. Or it could be physical things, like set out an agenda of things to do and do it. You know, like for instance, losing weight. Let's say, personally, me, I am 205 pounds right now. I am a fucking whale. I can set my goal of I need to be at 170 in 1 month. And managing yourself effectively means you would do that. You know, you would stop eating so much goddamn nasty shit food and burn some goddamn calories, you know? And I used to be that way, and I'm a fucking whale still, which means I am not effective right now. So how can I lead other people if I can't lead myself? So that's kind of the struggle internally I'm having right now. So anyway, thank you for watching me ramble for 32 and a half goddamn minutes. I gotta go flip my chicken, and yeah. Peace out. I'll see you on the next time. I can't believe this video lasted so long. Goodbye.